Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the second chapter of the textbook, that is patterns. Fine, student. So before starting the chapter pattern, let us do the preliminary things. That is the most important thing before beginning of any chapter. That is, let us see the first objective, what we are going to learn in this particular chapter. Secondly, we need to go through with the keywords also, that what keywords we are going to get in this particular chapter. Now students, since we are going to start, and I hope that most of you have already got the textbook, so I will request everyone to be ready with the textbook, because we will refer directly to the textbook things whatever is given here. Fine, so it will be easier for you if the textbook is in your hand. Now students, let's see, please write it down in your copy, because this is the starting of the chapter, and every time you have to write down the main core things what we are going to learn the chapter. First of all, chapter number, that is 2, patterns, name of the chapter, today's date, that is 18th. Then objective. Now see the student, the objective is to learn about tiling of a shape and identifying and creating patterns. That means we are going to learn these basic things here, that is how to tile a shape and then how to identify or to create some patterns. We will learn what is pattern, and after that we will discuss all these things. Keywords that we are going to get in this chapter is, first of all, the pattern, the main keyword of the chapter, that what a pattern is. Then increasing and decreasing pattern, that means what is increasing and what is decreasing pattern that we are going to learn. Now students, don't worry, I will click a picture of this and I will send it to you, and you can very well write it down in your you can say copy. Fine. Now let us begin with the chapter, that is what is given here. Okay, now students, if you see, first of all, if you have the textbook with you, we can clearly see that it is written here, I recall. There is a part in page number 12, students. In page number 12, you can see there is I recall. Now what is written here? There are many patterns around us. Patterns are similar to drawings. Let us see some of the patterns around us. Now students, you can see some of the patterns in the textbook which is given here, and that is sari borders. So everybody have seen sari, and in the sari you can see some designs are given. Fine, on the borders. So that if you see properly, that's a repeated pattern actually given. That means one design is repeated every time. Fine. So that is creating a pattern actually. Fine. Secondly, if you see in the next page, that is page number 13, students. In the next page, you can see some carpet designs are there in a picture. Then window grills are given, and nature. Nature means in nature also we see so many patterns, like a butterfly. If you see the butterfly, we can see a beautiful design in the wings. Okay. Then you can say the beehive. Beehive also have a very peculiar or very beautiful design in the beehives. Fine. And the spider web. Spider web also, you can say spider web is also a very good example of pattern. Fine. Now student, if we see all these things in our day-to-day life, we can understand that what pattern is. Now if we have to go exactly with the pattern thing, that what pattern is, this is the definition which is given here in the next paragraph. I remember and understand, it is written, a pattern is an arrangement of shape or numbers that follow a particular rule. That means what we have to, if we have to simplify this particular sentence, it's written, a pattern is an arrangement of shapes or numbers that follow a particular rule. Follow a particular rules means what, students? That when one after another design comes, that means the same design is repeated after a fixed interval. So that is called, they are talking about the rule. That's a particular rule, how it is actually changing. And secondly, the arrangement may be of shapes also, or maybe of numbers also. So students, suppose if I say this is a square, then if I draw a triangle after this, again if I draw a square, and again I draw a triangle, again a square, and again a triangle, and if I continue like this. Now students, see, these are what? These are, you can say these are shapes. And after every square a triangle is repeated, after square again triangle, then again square, then triangle. So it's a continuous arrangement it is done, arrangement of shapes, and it's a particular rule. Rule means what? After a square, triangle is coming, after a square, triangle is coming. So that is the main definition that they are saying here, that what is pattern. Fine. Now they are saying shapes, patterns can be made by shapes also, patterns can be made by, you can say, numbers also. Now let us take an example of numbers now. So if I take a numbers in such a way like this. Now students, you see this particular, if you have to see, this is written 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I hope you already got how the numbers are changing. Every time 10, 10, 10 is increasing. 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 10, 30, 30 plus 10, 40, 40 plus 10, 50 and so on. Fine. So here it is also a pattern, and in this pattern students, what is involved? Here shape is not involved, here numbers are involved. Fine. So that means we can say that this is a number pattern and this is a shape pattern which is going on there. Fine. So it's about the pattern, and students, please write down the definition of pattern in your copy, because it is clearly written here that a pattern is an arrangement of shapes or numbers that follow a particular rule. This will be your class book, so that means as soon as you will write down all these objective keywords, and below to that you have to write down this definition. Fine students. So at least I think the pattern is what is a pattern that we have understood. Now let us go for the second thing of the pattern, that how when pattern is formed, what we call basic shape. Basic shape means suppose a pattern is formed by some shapes that I have just shown you, a square, a triangle. In the book you can see there are some examples given like this, that two lines are given, line segments are given, and they are straight lines, and again like this, and again like this. So in this case student, you can see that this, with these two shapes or design, this whole pattern is continuously going on. Fine. That means this particular two shapes will be known as basic shape. That means these two shapes are actually creating the whole pattern. So that is why this two shape will be known as basic shape. Fine student. So that is about the basic shape. And if you remember what I have given just the previous example, that is about a square and a triangle. Now a square and a triangle together, it's a group of shape that will be known as the basic shape in that particular pattern. Fine students. Okay. So we have come to know about the basic shapes now. Now let us see what we have given is in the next. There is an example also given in number C. You can see that 150, 152, 154, 156. Now this is a number pattern, and in this number pattern also students, it starts from 150, but it is increasing by 2 every time. 150 plus 2, 152. 152 plus 2, that is 154. 154 plus 2, that is 156. Fine students. Okay. Let us go to the page number 14 now students. Turn the page. In page number 14, you can see some patterns given here. Patterns in lines and shapes. Now you can see there are different A, B, C, D. There are 4 different patterns are shown in the example. And these are actually patterns made by lines. Fine. Lines and shapes. Now the previous one, if you see, I will give you an example of the first one. That is, first one is given like this. One horizon, vertical line segment is there, and another one is given in this way. Fine. Again that vertical line is given, line segment, and again this shape is given. Again one vertical, then again this shape is given, and it is continuous like this. Now students, if you see this, this is also a pattern where line is involved. These are lines actually. This is a vertical line. This is a combination of horizontal and vertical line. So if you see, this particular two shape is continuously repeated and they are forming the whole pattern. So we will say that this particular figure, that is these two shape, will be known as the basic shape in this case. This will be known as the basic shape in this particular pattern. Fine. So similarly you can see in number B also students. In number C also, number D also. In such a way it is perfectly it is matched. Fine. Now there is an example, that is complete the following pattern, that we have to complete this pattern. Now students, if you see the first one, it is already solution is given there. I will just explain to you how to do it. First, if you see number A, first one is a green, one is a circle. Then again what came? 2 triangle came of purple color. Then 1 star came. Then again that is repeated, that is a circle came, 2 triangle, and again 1 star. So what will be the next part? Next part will be after the star, again the circle will come, 2 triangle will come, and 1 star will come. So that is done. In the number B, if you see it is, first of all, it's a circle again, then it's a star, then it's a, you can say pentagon because it has 5 sides, it is pentagon, the yellow one. Then again, after this 3, again the same thing is repeated. Now, so what will come here in the next one? It will come here, again a circle will come, a star will come, and a pentagon will come. So it is already, solution is given there down. So, in the same way, we can use numbers to make different patterns. Now they will talk about patterns in numbers. Patterns in numbers. So it's a very important topic, students. Patterns in numbers. Now if you see, first of all, we need to understand before starting this, that is, what is even number and what is odd number. Now students, if we are talking about an even number, it ends with some digits, particular digits. Now if you see, what are those even digits? Now even digits are, if you see even digits, they are 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. These are even digits. And what are odd digits? If you say, odd digits are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are odd digits. Now students, if you see properly, that whenever a number is ended with this 5 digits, that number is known as an even number. And if the last digit of any number or any number ends with these digits, these 5 digits, they are called as odd numbers. Fine. So that means 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, if it is there in a number in the last position or the ending number, ending digit, that will be an even. And otherwise it will be an odd if this 5 will come, because these are known as even digits and these are known as odd digits. Now there are some patterns, students, which actually tells us about this even and odd, how to do it. So even patterns, if I say even pattern, so you can say suppose I am writing one pattern like this. Now see students, here if we see, all these digits are what? All these numbers are what? All numbers are actually even number. And how this is done? Say 2 plus 2, it is coming 4. Then again 4 plus 2, it is coming 6. 6 plus 2, 8, and 8 plus 2, 10, and it will go on. So that means if you see the number, these numbers are even numbers. So that means we can say that this pattern is actually an even pattern, even number pattern. Fine students. So this is an even number pattern. This is a perfect example. Similarly, if we take, say, the different one, the next one, that is odd number pattern, if we write, so odd number pattern, say the numbers I am taking 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, dot, dot, dot. Now these numbers, if you see students, all these are odd numbers. Fine. So how we are getting these odd numbers? If I take 1 and add 2, then I will get 3. With this 3, if I add again 2, I will get what? 5, the next number. With 5, if I add 2, I will get what? 7, the next number. And 7, if I add with 2, we get the next digit, that is 9. So similarly, it will go on like this: 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 2, 13. So if these numbers which are involved in this pattern are odd, so that means this particular pattern will be known as odd number pattern. Now students, these are very easy examples, but in exam, or I may give you some different, a little bit bigger number also. Let us take some example which is a little bit bigger. Say suppose if I take this number, say 27, 29, 31, 33. Now students, if you see this, what type of pattern is this? Is it odd or is it an even pattern? By looking at the last digit, you can say all these are odd numbers. So that means these are odd number pattern. Similarly, if I take something like 48, 50, 52, 54, 56. Now here if you see students, in this particular pattern, the last digit of the numbers, if you observe, these are all even. So that means this is an odd pattern and this is an even pattern. So the even and odd, it may be larger number also. It may not be like exactly always you will get 2, 4, 6, 8 or 1, 3, 5, 7 like that. You will get some larger number also whenever we are talking about odd or even number pattern. and all this rule, in this both the rule is same. You have to add 2 with the first number, then you get the next number. Again you add 2 with the next number, then you will get the next number. So like that it will continue in this also and in this also. Fine, student. So students, today we have discussed basically about pattern, that what is pattern, what is then pattern, how patterns are created by using shapes and numbers, and after that finally we have discussed about the odd and even number pattern. Fine. So students, today we will conclude here only. In the next class we are going to start from the next topic, that is growing pattern. Number, odd and even pattern we have done. Now increasing pattern. Growing pattern means I already said in the keyword increasing or decreasing pattern. So growing means increasing, we know that. So growing pattern, from there we will start, that is from page number 15 we will start in the next class. Fine, student. So till that time I will give you a little bit of homework. After this you will get a picture for that homework, and you have to solve it and you have to send me accordingly how you are used to used to give it. So students, do study these things properly. In the next class definitely it will be on Thursday, because time has been changed, you know that today is Monday, so next class will be on Thursday. So Thursday we will start with the growing pattern concept. So growing pattern, and then we'll see how many classes we will be able to complete this particular textbook. Then after that we have to go to the workbook section also. Okay, so students, please study well and go through all these topics, and we on Thursday let us see if we are able to complete this textbook portion, because this is not a very big chapter, it's a small one. Okay, students, so please study well, do the things properly. And students, I am reminding once again regarding the MindSpark. Please go ahead with the MindSpark content. I have shared the report of MindSpark in the last week, that who are actually performing well and who are all are performing well, but still there are some students who have not registered themselves till now. Please do registration yourself and start the activities and start solving the questions from MindSpark. It will definitely going to help you. And those students who are actually practicing it, they are I will surely tell them they are benefited, and they will tell you also. You can contact any one of the students who is actually doing this, because you know the list of the students who are doing it. If you know anybody, you can call and you can ask that how they are finding out this MindSpark thing, and they will definitely tell that it is a good one. That is my suggestion for you. Fine. Okay, students, so let's meet on Thursday. Thank you.